Welcome to The Complete Teacher, 101 meaningful, bite-sized professional development lessons, each coming with thought-provoking titles, relevant, inspiring quotes, helpful text with anecdotes, data, and wisdom, and action steps. Lesson 86, What's Outside the Box? Nicholas Manetta says those who do not think outside the box are easily contained. And Deepak Chopra says, instead of thinking outside the box, get rid of the box. Some of the most innovative classrooms are still just classrooms in the end, complete with floors, walls, desks, students, materials, and devices. As teachers, we tend to operate in educational boxes, both figuratively and literally. Yet all around the world, there are vastly different approaches to schooling, many of which are novel, innovative, research-based, inspiring, and barely recognizable to Western education. For example, in Japan, some schools are designed without classroom walls. Students have roof access and are seen running around and playing for large portions of their instructional day. On average, they also walk an average of 4,000 meters per day. In these schools, students achieve higher than their peers at neighboring schools. In Makoko, Nigeria, they have 100 square foot floating schools that house 100 students at a time. Orestad Gymnasium in Copenhagen, Denmark is a giant glass cube, an alternative to traditional schooling that has high school students allied to solve real-world problems. The Brightworks School in San Francisco and the Blue School in New York let students get dirty, play with fire, disassemble appliances, and more. Innova schools in Peru triple the Peruvian national average for math proficiency and have students spend half the day with tech-heavy online learning and half the day out of classrooms learning collaboratively. Traveling to school can also be a noteworthy challenge. In fact, the commute to school can be a lesson in and of itself. Throughout the Himalayas, some children make a once-a-year journey to school that would put casual hikers to shame. Some students ride water buffalo to school in Myanmar. Along the Rio Negro in Colombia, students need a zip line to get to school. Regions of Indonesia feature students tightrope walking across rivers on steel cables, or packing into small ferry boats as part of their daily commute to school. In his book Originals, How Nonconformists Move the World, Adam Grant suggests that the greatest shapers don't stop at introducing originality into the world. They create cultures that unleash originality in others. As shapers of minds and cultivators of classroom culture, teachers should aim to be original and creative in order to unleash originality and creativity in students. Perhaps it is time for you to step outside of the box, however small or brief your step may be. At the very least, share with your students some of the interesting, questionable, or amazing things happening in classrooms around the globe. Sometimes systematic change that moves education outside of its boxes must happen high up the food chain, such as with the Department of Education or a state superintendent's office. Yet always remember that the teacher has their own powerful sphere of influence. Don't be afraid to occasionally step outside of some of your boxes as you teach. Action steps. Take a risk and do something outside the norm with your teaching. While you're at it, teach your students to take daily risks as they explore being original and creative. Need a copy of all the Complete Teacher lessons on slides? Looking for an e-reader or physical copy of the Complete Teacher? Want to browse thousands of other top-rated, engaging resources? Check out the links below.